So before guys, we'll go to the demo part. I would like you to welcome all in this Azure DevOps training center, guys. So basically, what today agenda would be? Agenda for the day is introduction. That we already have done that, guys. Okay. Then we'll have a look on the cloud. So how the cloud basically how what do you mean by the cloud computing? How it came in the market? Okay. What is the Azure market? Okay. What is Azure market? And we'll try to understand the Azure components. We'll try to understand the Azure component, and then after that we'll move to the Azure architecture. Okay. Then we'll move to the job opportunities of Azure, right? Job opportunities in the market we'll try to understand, and then after that we'll see the job supports. How do we support the job? And the last point would be like no, we'll be teaching you the no like teaching techniques. How will you follow the teaching techniques in this particular training center training part, buddy? Okay, that I'll be looking into that. Okay, then let's get started with the introduction. It's already done, guys. Okay, so let's get started with the introduction part. Sorry, cloud computing part. See dear, if I am not wrong, you might have seen that previous days, maybe you can say in year of like 2000s basically. Okay, in year of 2000s actually. So we don't have a smartphone. Okay, right dear. We everyone doesn't have a like smartphones. We used to okay, we used to have dummy phone. Okay, dummy phone in the sense like you might have seen that Nokia 1600 something like that. Okay, right. So where we used to just keypad phone. Okay, keypad phone we used to have. We cannot store the data, man. We cannot store the data, right? We cannot store our data there. But now, okay, in year of 2022 onwards, or you can say let's say 23 now. Now in 2023, everyone, most of them, everyone have a smartphone. Okay, right? Everyone have a smartphone. See, buddy, why we need the smartphone and why it came? Because right now, people, everyone is getting a like no, they are generating lots of data. Many data have been generated like nowadays. Okay. See, if you remember the previous days, guys, we used to have only 200 some spaces used to be there. That we used to on the MB sites, not from like no GB. But nowadays, see, even the phone comes with the 1 TB space, right? 512. Okay. Right now, 128 GB. So we used to get that phone with that much of space with the storage. Why storage is needed? Because we nowadays, if you say the morning only, let's say that when you are waking up in the morning, we used to go to like we used to go out of the bed and we used to say the good morning to everyone. Let's say you have a 10 friends. So see, you have generated how much space? Okay. So one photo might take you like a 2 MB, 1 MB, 3 MB, depend on the capacity of the photos. So that much of a space you are using, guys. Okay. That means that every day people are generating a lots of space, lots of data, lots of storage data, buddy. Similar to the coming to organization side. Let's talk about the organization side. We have 100 of employees, example. Every employee will perform some tasks, some individual tasks they're gonna perform. If they're gonna perform the every individual task, they're gonna perform some, let's say they wanted to generate some 10 GB of data daily. Imagine that, guys, 100 into 10 GB data will be generating per day. And frankly speaking, that is not possible to store your laptop. It's not possible to store laptop, the frankly speaking, buddy. If it is not possible to store those in your laptop, dear, what you'll do? You'll go with the client. You will go with the client who can give you the cloud services. See, guys, there were the day where we don't have any cloud services. We used to be totally dependent on the Google Drive. I think everyone might have used the Google Drive, right? You might have used the Google Drive. So Google Drive, they doesn't allow you to upload the bigger pictures. They will not allow you to store the big files. They will allow you to store just 15 GB of the memory. Then one overnight, there is a company. called as Amazon. You know that Amazon. It is very famous. Okay. It is very famous in which side, buddy? It is very famous in e-commerce side. But I don't know, like from when they are preparing this application. Okay. They were working very hard. Okay. To give the AWS. Suddenly it came in the market, guys. Okay. Very suddenly it came in the market, Amazon Web Services. Okay. So Amazon Web Services has been given by the Amazon. So which has provided the companies, the software industries, the people a very good platform where they can store their data. They have provided very good platform who can store their data very quickly and who can store the data very safely. Okay, that was nothing but called as a cloud. See, cloud means nothing, that is some rain and all, right? So it's a place where you can store your data. Okay, now let's come to the point on the cloud. Okay, so it came with the AWS. Okay, so as soon as AWS came in the market, they have like got a multiple clients. Remember the days, guys, when we have a Geo on the call. Okay, when the Geo came in the market, it was like fabulous. Okay, everyone wanted to make the use of Geo only, right? And everyone got the habituated of the Geo. Okay, similar to the AWS only. AWS also came the same thing. But we do have a giant in the market. Okay, giant of IT industry, that is called as a Microsoft. We do have Google. These two fellows are the very very giant, very like you can say like a top level of company who provides the multiple applications. So when these guys thought that Amazon is not from the IT background, they have come into the IT field and they have given a very good platform that is called as a AWS, where every client can store their data on the cloud. Then the engineers of the Google, the engineers of the Microsoft had decided to make their own platform that is called as a Azure and GCP. So Microsoft has given the Azure and cloud has given the GCP. GCP is nothing but it's a Google cloud platform. So if I say that word, AWS, Azure, GCP, all three are the same phase of the coin. That means that it is the same technologies that everyone is to provide that. Okay, because everyone is to have the information to store the data, guys. So now if you're talking about Azure and if you're comparing that with the AWS, slowly when Azure came in the market, the bar graph of Azure keep on increasing, buddy, and the bar graph of other, I'm not telling that AWS, I'm not telling that GCP, but others cloud computing has been degrading. It is coming down. Why it is coming down? I have a solid reason for that. Why? Okay, why Azure? I have solid reason. See, guys, most of the team member, you might have seen, and most of the organization, right? Most of the organization follows the below. What below? They used to use the they used to have a Outlook. Idea? Everyone used to have a Outlook. Okay. Now, after that, most of them used to use the Teams, Microsoft Teams. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. Now, most of the team member is using MS Words. Most of the team members are using the MS Excel, PowerPoint, and most powerful thing that you can say in the market is called nothing but it's a window. Microsoft window, buddy. Okay, let me write the window. So all the organization, not I'm saying that all the, but maximum organization does follow the window operating system, guys. So it's very easy for them, it's very compatible for them to make use of Azure as compared to other GCP or AWS. So most of the client went on the Azure side and it is coming now. Now we are very happy to say that We have a happy customers more than 60%. Imagine that, guys. We do have a client 60% available in the market who use the Azure. Good. Now, if you don't have any doubt in the cloud computing, the basics of cloud computing, if you allow me, I'll move ahead with the next topic, guys. Can I move ahead? Do anyone have a doubt so far what we have discussed? Participants, any doubt so far?
Naveen, good
Yes.
morning, Naveen.
Good morning, dear.
I'm sorry, Naveen. I joined a bit later.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
what are all the topics we'll cover in this training, like DevOps and all the things, Jenkins, those things will cover only Azure only.
Yeah. See, Venu, if you allow me some time, let me
Yeah, yeah.
complete this demo part.
Mm-hmm.
It will take hardly 30 minutes of time. And then after that, I'll
Okay.
switch to that course content and then we can
Yeah, yeah.
discuss clearly. We haven't
Sure,
covered
sure.
that both part now. Huh?
Okay, okay, Naveen. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much, Venu. We'll definitely work on it. Yeah.
Okay, Naveen.
One more doubt. What is the duration for this session?
Yes, duration would be 45 hours.
Okay, okay.
So you can pretend for around 2 months of time because daily Monday through Friday session would be there for 1 hour. If required, we will do on the Saturday, Sunday also if needed. But course duration would be around 45 hours.
No, no. Today, how much time it will take? Today session.
It will take 1 hour. It will take 1 hour. It will be from
Oh,
10 o'clock, 9 to 10 o'clock. It's
yeah,
weekend. I
yeah.
don't want to spend the weekend, man.
Okay,
You
okay.
can enjoy. Okay, fine. Let's move that, buddy. So
Hello,
this is all about. Yeah, buddy. Please.
hello.
Yeah,
Sir, I
please.
have a one question. As
Yeah,
a
please.
fresher, what should we learn like a AWS or Azure? Because
See. Mhm. Okay.
because both are a new term, and I heard about in a many companies. So as a beginner, what should I learn? As a
See.
AWS or Azure?
Right, right. See, buddy. The basic things
Mm,
is as I just explained few time back, right? You might be able to hear me. So GCP, AWS, and Azure all are the same phase of point because these all are cloud computing system. Earlier, there were the days where the AWS were there on the market. It was spread like anything. But now the market of Azure has been increased. Okay, the market has of Azure has been increased, and it is increasing, keep on increasing. The chances of getting a job is more in the Azure because AWS is already occupied that. They have already stabilized their market, but Azure has not stabilized their market. Still, it is going on. Okay, so if you're comparing all the three, the I would say basically, see, I'm not saying that no with AWS. Okay, since I'm a trainer of both, I do used to teach the Azure and AWS both. Okay, I don't know the GCP, but I used to teach the AWS and Azure both. First, if you wanted to get a job very quickly, I would suggest go with the Azure. Okay, if you wanted to get a job very quickly, I'll go with the Azure. I'll say you'll go with the Azure. If you are very experienced one and you have a little experience on the cloud, then you can go and you can try out with the AWS. But yes, if you wanted to see your career for the long term, go with Azure because the market of Azure is boomed like anything. Okay, and it is keep on progressing. But AWS got stabilized. Okay, so Krishna, did I help out with your like query?
yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's move to that our demo part. Yeah, these are all things we have already have covered, guys. Now let's talk about the DevOps. What do you mean by DevOps? Okay, and why the DevOps came in the market? Reason for that, buddy. Try to understand. It is the combination of development part and the operations part. Okay, it is the combination of development part and operation part. So what is the development part? What is the operation part? That we'll be discussing right after some time. So it is a set of practices to reduce the time effort. Let's see that, buddy. I wanted to tell you one thing. Okay, let me take a running notes and it'll be easy for you to make you understand. Let's see that we have a developer, guys. Okay, we have a developer. So what is the role of developer? They used to do the coding. Okay, do the coding. Let's see, they have generated 100 lines of code. Okay, they have generated 100 lines of code. Now this code is ready for testing. After the build, this code is ready for testing. Okay. Imagine that, right? Testing also is completed. Testing is done. Okay. Testing is completed. So when the testing is completed, guys, we have to deploy this code to the server. For that, we need an operations team who will be used to do the deployment. Okay. So earlier the days when it was not automated, we used to have some time. We used to take some time there for the deployment perspective. So when the DevOps came in the market, we used to get the code from the development and QA guys after testing, and we used to deploy the code continuously. That is called as a continuous integration and continuous deployment. We have a two different section, guys. Okay, continuous integration and continuous deployment. Every code as soon as is coming on the bench, we will just go and deploy the code. Now I'll come to you that what is the role of developer and what is the role of other guys. I'll come to know very slowly. Okay, no worries. Let's move to that. So you might have understand the what is the roles of the DevOps. DevOps guys is very simple role. They will deploy the code to the server. That means that it's not only the deployment. We have to create the web application. We have to give that web application to a developer to add their code in that, to add the data in that. And then after that, we have to create our own pipeline. Based on the pipeline, we have to create the release pipeline. And then we have to move the code for the deployment. I'll show you that. We have a proper diagram for that. I'll just clearly explain that. So this is bit information about the DevOps. Okay, what is our job that I have given the basics. Only very basic thing I gave you now. Let's move to the next slide. This is nothing. It's a kind of DevOps module actually. Okay, this is a DevOps module. Basically, we do have a two different component in that case. If you can see the light yellow, blue color, that is a part of development part, and you can see the right side that is with the operation side. The very light blue color that is called the planning, coding, building, testing. So what does it mean by that, buddy? It means that it is a development part. Development part means something that will do for the development perspective. That means that we'll do some planning on that. What is planning? We'll clearly explain the very next slide when we'll discuss the Azure component. Okay. So this particular component says that how to develop the code, how to develop the application, okay, and how to test it. And this particular part will be telling that operation. That means that, buddy, when the code is being developed, when the code is being deployed, when the code is being tested, we have to deploy the code to the server so that everyone can go ahead and make use of that particular application. Isn't it, guys? Right? Able to understand, guys? No, everyone? What does basically DevOps do? Development part has been done by the development side, but we have to deploy the code to the server so that every customer, every users can go ahead and make the use of that. Isn't it, guys? Everyone? Okay, right? Any doubt?
No, Praveen, as of now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys. So let's move to the
Hi,
next one.
Naveen.
Yeah, please.
Naveen, just one question query. I am from Windows VMware background, okay, but I don't have any knowledge. I have a knowledge, but I don't have that much knowledge on the coding and the scripting level. Okay, is it best if I learn the Azure DevOps or the AWS DevOps?
Yes, again, same question, buddy. Okay, see, basically, if you wanted to come to DevOps side, there is no need of any coding knowledge at all. Whether you can
Okay,
go with the AWS side or the Azure side, anything is fine. But only thing why I'm focusing
okay,
on the Azure side, because I cannot say that AWS is wrong, AWS is not good, because I'm a trainer of the AWS as well. Okay. The reason for
okay,
that Azure is if you wanted to go for the long term, because the most of the companies started following the Azure. See, if the most of the companies started following the Azure, obviously the job opportunity would be more in the Azure. Okay, it's very easy to get a job in the Azure as compared to AWS. Okay, why? Because
okay,
there is multiple clients. There is very easy. It's very easy to understand. If you wanted to see that AWS, I will show you that AWS as well, buddy. I will show you that AWS, just a minute, because I do have a code content for the AWS. Yesterday only have taken that AWS demo only. See here in this, no, we have a different components. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll just show you that component. You can easily understand that. See, these all components, it's bit tedious to understand. Okay, but if you're
Mhm.
going with
Mhm.
if you're going with the same thing with the Azure part, it's a very easy. Only 4 5 components are there. Okay, that's the thing. Understand it, buddy?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
right,
Yeah.
right. So next, guys, I was just moving to the next slide. Yeah, this is important, guys. If you understand this, you understand complete Azure DevOps. We don't have anything apart from this. Yeah, we do have some other tools that I'll be teaching you. Okay, but let's focus on this particular diagram. If you can understand this diagram, that means you are good to go ahead with the other thing, buddy. Hmm? Okay, let's try to understand this diagram, buddy. Guys, have a look here. Let's try to think that, just imagine that I want you to throw a party. Hmm? I want you to throw a party to all of you. If I wanted to throw a party, buddy, first of all, what I have to do? I have to do the planning part. Planning means who will come, how many member will come, where is my venue, what is the time of party, and what is the dish I wanted to cook, or what is the dish I wanted to shop. So these all will come under the part of planning, and that is nothing but it's called as a plan. If you're comparing with the same thing with the Azure side, this is nothing but it's a call as a Azure board, where we will plan ourselves that how many stories will be taking out for testing. Story is nothing but it's a requirement. Whenever the customer come to our field, right, when the customer giving project to us, they will give a requirement to us. They'll say that, hey Naveen, hey, I'm from the bank, I am from the ABC bank. You have to work on this particular application where you have to where I could able to know like track the loan application, like that the requirement they will give to you. Okay, so they will give the requirement to you. You have to analyze the requirement. So there it is a part of planning part, and that is nothing with Azure board. So basically, guys, in Azure side we do have a two component. One component is called as a Azure DevOps component. Other component is called as a Azure Cloud component. We do have a separate website for the Azure DevOps. We do have a separate website for the Azure Cloud. Okay, I'll be showing you after some time. Okay, first let's try to understand this diagram very clearly. Okay, guys, focus it here, please, because this is, if you understand this diagram, you understand everything about the Azure. What you gonna do that? This is here. Nothing apart from this body. Okay, let's have a look. So you might have heard that whenever the requirement comes, so we have to do the planning. Planning in the sense how many resources is needed. Resource is nothing, how many engineers are needed, how many DevOps are needed, how many development teams are needed. Everything we'll try to understand. Okay, these all will come under the section of called as a Azure boards. Okay, planning and everything will come under the board. Now, buddy, let's come to our generic example. What I was giving you. Let's. I thought that I will be cooking a chicken biryani, and I will be just serving my friends. Okay. So I have decided venue at my home and time at evening. Okay. So if I wanted to go and cook chicken biryani, I have to go and purchase few items. Let's see that I have to go and purchase the groceries. I have to go and purchase the non-veg item. I have to purchase the veg item. I have to purchase the masalas. Everything we have to purchase. After purchasing, buddy, I'll collect those items and I'll put into the my where? I'll put those items in my storeroom. That is nothing but Azure repository, buddy. Repo means repository, where you can store something, guys. You might have heard the GitHub. Did you guys heard the GitHub and all? Right? Guys, have you heard the GitHub? Azure repo is nothing, it's called as the repository, where you can post your code. That means that you can, let's see guys, today is a Feb 11 example, buddy. Feb 11, let's see, developer A has done 10 lines of code. Example. So what the A will do at the end of the day, before the sign off, this guy will go and they will paste their code to the repository. Okay. Well, let's see that tomorrow they are coming on Feb 11, 12th they are coming. Example. Then they will check in this code, check out this code from here to here, and they'll go ahead and they'll add few another 20 lines. So total 20, and before 10 lines of code is there. It is nothing but it's kind of a storage, yeah. Very simple. We'll make you understand, buddy. When you have a session with the GitHub and all, right? We'll make you understand. So time being, you can understand that Azure Repo is a platform where you can store your code, where you can store your every detail. Okay, it's in like it's basically the cloud platform. That is all. Nothing. It's the Azure platform. Okay, good. Let's move to the next part, guys. So I have got the item. Finally, the date has come. Let's see, today is a weekend, Saturday. So I have planned to throw the party today itself. So if I have to plan, if I already have planned out to throw the party today, what I will be doing it? I will go ahead and get started cooking. So every cooking will be taking place on the kitchen, in the kitchen, right? And let's see, if you wanted to cook the chicken biryani, we have a proper step, guys. Okay, we have to wash the chicken, we have to clean the chicken, we have to put curd on that, we have to put masalas on that. Guys, I'm not very good in cooking, but I'm just assuming that this would be the part. So whatever the step to step procedure that you wanted to take care during the cooking, that is nothing, it's called a build pipeline. That is nothing but it is called as a buddy build pipeline. That means step to step procedure in order to deploy the code, that is called as a build pipeline. Simple thing is. Next, the output of this build pipeline is nothing but artifact. Artifact is nothing, dear, food. That means that already we have changed the code from high level language to low level language. Why we have to change, buddy? Because everyone understand that system doesn't understand our high level language. We have to change our code to high level to low level language. That means we are compiling the code here. That is a part of artifact, and we'll get the food ready. That means our code is ready for deployment. That is nothing but it's called as a release pipeline. Okay, that is something called release. Release means we wanted to release this particular application to server. Okay, so guys, is it very clear to everyone, buddy? Guys, is it very clear?
Yes.
Randhir,
Yes, sir.
you have some
Yes,
question
yes.
mark put. Do you have Randhir? Do you want to know anything from our side, buddy?
Can you provide dumps for AZ 104 and 400 exam?
Yes, we are covering the both. Yes, we'll be doing it.
Naveen, can you just please re-explain what comes after development and between release pipeline? Just one more time, please.
Yes, sure. See, buddy. Let's see that planning we have done it. We have done that. See, okay. Let me go to that one part. See, buddy. Let me explain that quickly, very quickly. See, if the DevOps guys, what they'll do, they'll create. We will. I mean, like, they means we. We will create the applications, buddy. Application means we'll create the web application, guys. So web app will be created by the developer. Sorry, DevOps guys. We gonna prepare an application and we'll hand over this URL. See, URL and everything, okay? URL and everything will be handed over to the developer. He will create the application. Okay, dummy blank application. Okay, we'll create the blank application and we'll hand over to the developer. Now it's duty of front-end developer, okay, back-end developer, and the database developer, okay, to add the content in that. Content in the add means they'll add their code, how it will look like, okay. For DevOps, for training perspective, what we're gonna do, we'll use the ready-made code, okay, right? After development is done, we have to deploy the code, buddy. We have to first build the code. Build is nothing. We'll make that code as a executable code so that the QA guys can test the code. What they'll do, buddy? QA will test the code. Okay. After testing is completed, we gonna send that code step by step, right? Step by step. That is nothing but it's called as a build pipeline. We'll create a pipeline, buddy. We'll create a pipeline so that we can move the step by step code. We can compile the code so that we can move for the ready to release. And there is a field called artifact. Artifact is nothing. It is the output of build pipeline and input of the release pipeline, which will take care of the sending the code to the server level. That means we are releasing the code to server. So here this is a one part, guys. This everything will be taken care by one website. I'll show you that website very quickly. Let me show that website, buddy. This is DevOps website. Where is that? Where is that? Yeah. Nothing to worry, guys. I'll help out how to create a website. So Azure website is 100% free, guys. We don't have to pay anything from that. Okay. So we have a board over here. If you can see this particular diagram, but like website, we have a board that I was talking about the planning and all, right? Everything we will discuss. It will take 1 week of time to complete that, buddy. It's not so very no easy thing. We will be going with the repository where we can store our code. We have a pipeline where we can create a pipeline. See, we can create a new pipeline. Okay, I'll help out how to create the pipeline. Then after that, we have a release pipeline. Okay, release pipeline. Okay. Then after that, at last we have an artifact, and finally we'll hand over to the website as a cloud. So if you are hearing this particular term, buddy, if you understand this, so everyone is okay with the very left side what we have discussed, guys.
Naveen, I have
Buddy,
a question actually.
yeah, please.
So, as a DevOps engineer, so we'll be working on different project, or it will be a single project, like because what you have seen, that is, you can see that we can work on a single or it's multiple project we can handle at a time.
See, it depends on the complexity of the project. Let's see that we have a very small project banking project. Example, let's see we have a local client. Okay. And we have a very limited deployment in that. Then in that case, your teammates can assign you the two different projects. Okay, Mishra.
Okay, and one more question. So, there are different developers also, right? So, who will give that permission? Who can access that URL or link? So that is also will be covered by the DevOps engineer, or it will be by the development team also. They can do that.
Yeah, your name,
So,
please. Mishra is your title, if I'm
as
not wrong.
Mishra,
Which Mishra?
Smriti Ranjan Mishra.
Acha, ठीक है, Smriti. Have a look here, buddy. Let's see that you are seeing the Flipkart. So whatever the URL and everything you are seeing over here, right? This has been prepared. This has to be prepared by the DevOps guys. That means that
No,
we
no,
will
the
be.
code link. No, the code link.
Yes,
Who can access that?
I'll let you know. Yeah, Smriti. The particular website is being prepared by me, by the DevOps guys, but the code will be added to that particular website by the help of the developer guys. It's not our job to add the code, it's their job to add the content on the code so that we can complete that particular application. Okay, and
Okay, yeah.
everything will be shared by the developer. We don't have to worry at all. We are
It's
not here
creating
to
a bit
code.
confusion, Naveen. Sorry, if we are discussing about this now, like just creating a confusion for me. So,
Tell me, no? Okay, right. I got it. So see, the doubt of Smriti Ranjan Mishra was, Soumya,
mm-hmm.
whether the code that are being be given for that application development, that is being given by the developer guys, or it's our responsibility to give the code. Isn't right, Mishra?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was the question, Soumya. Basically, the code that is being made to develop the application, that is being given by the developer guys. It's not our role. Soumya,
That means DevOps, right?
sorry. Yeah, our means it's our means yes, DevOps. I'm a DevOps, right? I will not be talking about the development.
Okay, got it.
We all are a DevOps here. Whether you are like learning or not, you thought about the DevOps to learn. You guys are DevOps engineer. Okay,
Okay,
okay. So no confusion right now.
right. Okay.
Okay, fine. So, Mr. I think I have answered with your question, right?
Yeah, right. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, guys, let's have a look. So, we do have a two different part, guys. We have a very first part and we have a very second part. The very first part will come under the part of this guy. This guy. This is called as a Azure DevOps. This is nothing but is called as a DevOps. And the very right side that you can see, that is called as a cloud, Azure cloud. So these all things will be having the coding part, development part, everything will come under this part. But when we are deploying the code, we have to deploy the code on the cloud. Okay, we have to deploy it to the server. We have to host some particular server, and that is being taken care by the Azure cloud, and we have a separate portal for that. That is called as a portal.azure. You can have a look here. Okay. Yes. So this is a portal, buddy. We'll be learning in that. So this is the cloud portal where we have a different app services basically. Okay. We do have a app services. We have to create our app services. So many more things to learn in that. We have to learn that content registry. We have to learn that VM. We have to learn that SQL database. We have to learn the Azure accounts. We have to learn that Kubernetes. Every services will come under this part. Let me show you that more services. Okay, what are the services we do have? So see, guys, we have almost these many services, guys. You can observe here.
Are
We
we
have
going to
many.
cover up? Sorry, one question.
Yeah,
Are we
please.
going to cover all these points in our training session, like Kubernetes and everything?
Yes, I'll come to that. Is it Soumya?
Yeah.
Yeah, Soumya, basically we would be covering all the most prior services that we're going to cover it out. But I would say that Kubernetes, Terraform, and Docker. These three are the backbone of Azure.
Okay.
Okay.
We cover these 3 points.
Yes, these three are the backbone of Azure. See, any organization, you can learn the DevOps from any organization, doesn't matter. But thing is, wherever you are learning, please learn these three. If we are not
Understood.
learning the Kubernetes in detail, I'm not talking about that only on Sky. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
have to learn in depth, because
Okay.
if you wanted to put the certificate of 3 years, you wanted to prove yourself for the 3 years. The reality of the interviewer is they'll expect much more things from you to Kubernetes, Terraform, and Docker. It's very much important to know that.
Okay.
And we are very happy to tell you guys, we are not charging even extra coin from you for these three services. It's my primary responsibility to teach you, because I wanted to you to make you for the 5 years experience. Okay, no?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good. So now, buddy, so let's talk something about the Azure cloud. Guys, I'll be just extending 5-10 minutes. Okay, can you allow me? So if you're talking about the cloud, buddy, so everything, the food and everything is in bed, but we cannot invite our guests to come in our kitchen and have the food. No. So we have a proper dining table, right? Where we have a food will be stored. Now we will invite our guests to have and come and take the food. So these all are the guests who will come and have the food. Similar to the cloud, similar to the technology side also. We have a ready with the software. So now we have to store that software to the server, and we have to deploy the code to the cloud. That is nothing but it's a cloud application where you'll go ahead and you'll deploy the code. If you deploy the code to the server, if you deploy the code to the cloud now, and it's ready for that production, that means that every user 1 2 3 4 5, every user will go ahead and they'll start making the use of that. They'll start making the use of that. That is the basic architecture I wanted to show you guys. Now it's you can let me check with you guys. So whether you guys are able to get this architecture, or you want me to repeat the architecture one more time, or which particular point?
Just want to know about that Azure cloud. Like, we just deployed the content into the cloud, right? Can you
Yes.
please show the diagram once? Yeah. So
See, Please.
Can you please explain from release pipeline? Like we just deployed to the Azure cloud, and what
Yes.
happens from there? Like that too into the server.
Yes. Let's see, buddy. You are deploying your code. You are deploying your application to particular server, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you need to storage over there, right? You need to have a storage. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to learn something called blob storage, file system, many things are there to learn. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I will be teaching you the storage, how you can store, how you can create your own storage, and on the storage you can deploy the code. So basically, if you deploy the code, buddy, that means that you are deploying the code to the server of the Azure.
Mm-hmm.
And this Azure cloud will host your application. That means that, buddy, let's see, I'm talking about the Flipkart, buddy. So if Flipkart is being like, see, if anyone can make the use of Flipkart, like either you, me, or anyone through the phone, laptop, anywhere. So this is being hosted by any particular cloud services. Okay. Similar to that, buddy. So when the release pipeline will come, when this will hand over to the server, that means that the cloud, Azure cloud, will go ahead and host this application to their server so that any users can come and they can make the use of this. But it looks like very simple, but in that we have a multiple application, multiple services that you have to learn. These all the services we have to learn, madam. We need to learn the VM, we need to learn that other Kubernetes, we need to learn that Docker. Everything will come under this portal only. Okay, no, Soumya, will that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Understood. Users
So
means
this,
like any user you said, like outside the outside, or
yes,
do they have any privilege to log in and see that?
no. So it, see, if it is a public application, buddy, let's see,
Okay.
I'm talking about the public application. So public
Uh,
means, let's say, think about the Amazon application. So it's a public application. That means anyone can go ahead and they have that, they can go ahead and they can access it. But there is a privilege is there, right? We cannot go and check their payment system, right? We cannot go and check their, like, no, what is that, seller system, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's restricted is there, but anyone can make the use of that.
Okay.
Since this is a public application, right? If it is a restricted application, let's talk about the Apollo. Apollo application, I and me and you cannot go and like access that, right?
Yeah.
But
Got.
any particular hospital guys, any particular store guys, they can go ahead and they can access that details of the like no Apollo.
Okay.
Okay, good. So guys, this is the basics part we I just wanted to like discuss. If you understand that architecture, well and good, because our entire course will follow under this category. I mean to say that everything will come under this one. Now let's move into that, buddy, very quickly, and I will not take much time, buddy. Azure boards, yeah, this is the planning part. Repository, this is something called as a storage part, buddy. Pipeline, it is step-by-step procedure to make into that release test plan. Similar to that, we will how many resources would be there, who all would be working there, how much task it will take. An artifact is nothing; it's an output of that particular like build pipeline, which will hand over that application for the release pipeline. Okay, I'm moving ahead, buddy. Can I? Guys,
Yeah.
everyone, can I move ahead? Okay. Now, I know everyone, we are very smart enough nowadays, buddy. We know that job opportunities, how much job opportunities we do have. Okay. So basically, guys, job opportunities, we do have multiple jobs in the market. If you can see over here, I'm just going with the Naukri profile, buddy. I know, like, everyone knows that very well. So let's quickly search it out. So let's see if I wanted to go with that Azure DevOps engineer, guys. And I'm just looking to Hyderabad because I belong to Hyderabad. Pardon me if you are not from here. Never mind. So if in Hyderabad itself, see, yesterday when I gave a demo session, guys, we have around 7,000 jobs. So today only 1,000 jobs increased. So basically you don't have to bother at all with respect to the job opportunity. We have multiple jobs, and that too in Azure, it's very easy to get a job. Why? Because the clients are increasing very slowly and every organization is following that. So that is bit about that job opportunities. That is fine. Next in, guys, percentage. Yes, if you are willing to give that particular effort, we'll give you the job guarantee that you'll be getting a job. You can contact to our like front end guys, like executive will help out with this percentage and everything about how our things goes. Job support. This is the important, guys. See, let's see that if you're getting a job and you have shown that 5 years of experience, I'm very sure that during the training session, you will be capable enough to prove yourself. But in case you are stuck in somewhere, so we are there to help you. We'll assign one particular guy to you. He will guide you that what to do and how to do that. Next part. Okay, before any question, I have something in my mind that I wanted to just deliver that. See guys, who all can join this course? Who all can join the course? From my side, guys, I have a question. Very first, if you have time of 2 hours minimum daily, then only join the class, please. If you don't have a time, please don't join this class. Very frankly, I'm telling you, buddy, because I need 1 hour of time for you to do this particular training session, and another 1 hour I need for the practice part. Why practice? I'll let you know how to do that. Why practice means 1 hour will be the training, guys, and another 1 hour for practice, because in this particular training I would be giving you the 30 minor projects. So what do you mean minor project? I'll let you know that now. See, minor means, let's see, today I have covered a topic of build pipeline. So I used to prepare a Slack channel, where in the Slack channel I'll be adding you all guys in a Slack channel. I'll post that this is your assignment for the day. You have to create a build pipeline for me. Now it's your responsibility to do that particular topic. You have to complete that particular build pipeline assignment, and you have to give me a screenshot whether you have done it or not. That is the one thing. These all will come under the part of minor projects. Let's talk about the major project. I will be giving the 5 major project. Okay, 5 major project where we will do end-to-end testing. That means that we will develop our application. From that point of time, we'll give the code to you, how to build that pipeline, how to create the pipeline, how to deploy the thing. Everything will come under the part of major project. So this is my expectation. Basically, I would like you to do that. Then only please join this session, guys. So now rest. I will not
Nav-
take more time. You can,
Navin,
if you have doubt, please go ahead.
Navin,
Yeah, Manoj.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it's a Azure 104 kind of thing, or is it a development course?
It is a Azure 104. Oh, okay. I forgot that. Okay. You reminded me. Thank you so much. Let me quickly go ahead and share the course content to you. Okay. You'll get idea. Huh?
Yeah.
Just a minute.
No, no. The thing is, it's a 104. We can
It's a
do
104 and 400.
yeah, we can do the certification 104 and 400. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's a
We are doing the same thing. 104
yeah.
only.
Anyway, you are going to show the content, right? Okay.
Yeah. I'll do that. I just forgot that. I would have shown you before itself. Okay. Have a look, buddy.
Do we have offline classes available?
Yes, we do have a offline class also available, but this particular timing, 7:30, like what we'll decide, this is a online only. I'm gonna plan to come to like offline as well.
Yeah, because I'm looking for offline.
Yes, we have a offline as well. We can discuss on that. We have a different batches for the offline as
Mhm, mhm.
well. Okay.
Yeah,
So this particular, like, Azure DevOps, like we will first try to understand the introduction part. Where introduction, what is a server, what is a premises, what is the cloud, DevOps, operations, building, deployment, integration. This is what we covered. The very first 2 days, guys, with the basics information. Okay, that means before starting the DevOps, what we guys are doing it, how to go with that SDLC process, how the software development lifecycle will work. Okay, these all things I'll show you. Then course content about that cloud. So what is the public cloud? What is the AWS? How it is different from that Azure? How it is different from the GCP? That introduction of part. That means how we can say that Azure will play a role of infrastructure as service. How it will play with that platform as service, and data as service. So these all things will be knowing it out. Then how to create with the VM nets. Okay, virtual machine we have to create. Very important topic is storage. Okay, we have to know the how to create a blob storage, file, queues, tables. Then guys, we have to understand about the Kubernetes services, database, ADs, and they'll move into the boards. Board is nothing. That I'll be covering the very first day itself. Okay, the basics, sprint, queries, plan, everything we're gonna understand. Repository section, guys, will be learning that GitHubs also. I know most of the team member might have already you might have already knowledge on the GitHub, but I'll be starting the GitHub from starting because it's very much important to know that GitHubs. So we'll be knowing what the GitHubs and pipeline setting. We'll try to understand that. Just planning. Okay, again the GitHubs with the YAML. Yeah, guys. One more thing. If you wanted to create any particular application, no, we have to know the YAML. I'll tell you that slowly. We'll step into that. So YAML content will also will be created to you. You understand that. Now we'll move into the last part. That is nothing but the project buddy. So project, this a small project will be giving you the practical things to you, but the course content will contain the Kubernetes, Docker, and Terraform. These three are the separate three topics that I will be covering in this. Okay, because what I believe that, buddy, if you wanted to go ahead and like no, you have to deep dive into the DevOps. We are not going into the air. We have to deep dive into that DevOps. If you wanted to deep dive into the DevOps, it's mandatory for you to learn these particular three topics: Kubernetes, Terraform, and Docker. It's very much important. Okay, no?
So those
Now,
are all three will cover. Those are all three will cover in depth or only basics only. You're
no. I will be covering the depth, man. If it might take 10 days of time for me. But please, let's extend that time and let's do that.
okay. In Azure, in this 104 and 400 training only, those all three will cover completely.
Yes, Kubernetes, Docker, and Terraform will be covered very deeply, buddy. Deeply in
And
the
one
sense,
more thing is,
whatever it is needed in as perspective of the Azure to clear the interview to work in the real time.
so Jenkins, they are saying some Jenkins kind of things. So is it will be
Yeah, Jenkins is a nothing. It's a kind of like no. Basically, it's a tool where you can integrate to the Jenkins with the Azure, so that no,
Mhm.
we can divide our task pool. It's kind of something no schedule, run, and task to distribute our task. That will also cover. No worries.
Okay.
Jenkins, Terraform, everything will be, these four things will be covered in that part. If you wanted to learn the Linux basic also, it is not there in the course content, but if you wanted to go ahead and learn it out, just remind me out. I'll take 1 or 2 sessions for that.
Yeah. Okay, Naveen.
Okay. Fine, guys. So, like, I don't want to take you much time on the weekends. Sorry for that. Weekends, like, I'm disturbing you guys. But yeah, if anyone have a doubt, please let me know. And if you're interested to like join the next time, so you have to contact to that number that has been provided to that like no 99899 something is their number, right? You have to
Hello.
just give that number 1 second. Yeah,
Hello,
please.
Naveen.
Hey,
Yeah,
please.
what type of applications we'll discuss here? .NET or Java or Python?
We would be giving you the three type of application, buddy. First, we will be teaching you with respect to the .NET application. Then I'll be giving you with some Scala, okay? That ways or like basic Scala application, and we'll go with the Python application. Three application will be discussed. One more
Okay.
thing, Surya, I forgot to tell you, guys. Here I'm working. I have a good experience in the banking domain. I have worked for the Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo. I have a good experience in insurance. I have good experience in logistics and healthcare. These four particular like domain I have worked, I will giving you that this four domain knowledge as well.
Okay. Can you help in resume preparation at the end of his course?
No doubt at all, but it's our duty. Okay, it's
Okay.
our duty to
Naveen,
prepare the resume for you
Naveen,
to refer to any organization, buddy.
Okay.
Naveen, which number we need to call? 9989971070.
Yes, dear. 9989710707 something is there, no? This number, yeah.
So
Let me give
can
you
we?
that.
Can I call after this meeting immediately?
Yeah, you can call. I think Malti would be there. Okay. That's what, like I
Hello.
said, no. If you guys are like, it's better you can drop your number as well, so that they'll call you, or you can call to that guys.
Okay.
Uh,
What is the timings of this section?
Yeah. Timing based,
What
you're
is,
saying the time, Surya?
yeah, timings.
See, as a demo, it's like 9 o'clock actually, but regular time would be from 7:30 to 8:30. If you want, you can go with the 7 o'clock also. But regular, because everyone is working, right? We are a working professional over here. So either you wanted to go with the 7:30 to 8:30 or 7 to 8. It's up to you guys.
Okay. From
Is
this training, how many
the
years of
time
experience will keep in
See,
our
buddy.
resume?
Yeah, see, frankly speaking, Surya, it totally depend on us. How many years of experience you wanted to prove? If you wanted to prove 5 years of experience, you must know the Kubernetes, Terraform, Docker.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But if you complete this entire training session and if you're doing the practice of 30 mini project and 5 major project, you could easily crack the interview for 5 years. I can
Okay.
take a guarantee up to 5 years. More than that, you have to work a little hard.
Okay.
Naveen, one final question from me. So both online and offline, it start at a time only, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll speak with this front end people now.
Yeah,
Naveen.
guys,
Okay, I am disconnected.
please, yeah, guys, please, like morning timing would be 7:30 to 8:30, and please drop your contact details in the chat box. Okay, please drop your contact detail in the chat box so that our executive can be in the touch with you. Okay,
Okay.
I can see hardly a few details
Naveen,
only.
yeah, Naveen, just
Yeah.
question.
Hey, Pradeep, please, Pradeep, go ahead, Pradeep.
Naveen, I have a question for you. Yeah, yeah. See, I am already working as a VMware architect. Okay. So if I learn this DevOps, so if I practice the next another 2 or 3 months after the course, so should I what type of role can I be suitable? Because already I'm in
See,
architect position.
Pradeep, we do have three types of roles there. So, but
Okay.
I would suggest, like, let's see, if you are new to the DevOps, right? And when you
Yes.
are learning the DevOps, I'll suggest go with the DevOps engineer. First, initial
Okay.
1 to 2 years, only 1 to 2 years. So when you will have a
Okay.
real time expert in that real with that Azure DevOps part, then you can try for
Mhm.
that. We have a different option. We have a solution architect also, and we have architect also.
Mhm.
Okay, so that we can plan it
Okay.
out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Naveen. Yeah.
So thank you,
Hello.
buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can you
please.
take Linux sections also?
Linux is on demand, buddy, because I said that, right? Linux was not a part of course content, but if you need that, you can say that I'll be taking at least 2 sessions for the Linux.
Yes. Yes. Take it that also.
So we haven't added the Linux in that. That is frankly speak. See, whatever it is there in the course content. Only extra thing we are doing is a Terraform, Docker, and Kubernetes. If you want to take it
Okay.
as a Linux, let's do that 2 sessions for the Linux as well.
Okay.
Okay, fine, guys. So if you don't have anything, we can drop off. Kindly contact the number provided to you for the further details when to connect and when is the next session. Okay.
Okay.
If anyone have a doubt, you can be on the call. You can ask the question. If not, then I can drop off the meeting.
Thank you, Naveen.